Welcome to Sleepscape Journeys, your go-to sleep stories for grown-ups, where you can escape into nighttime tales of wonder and relaxation. Tonight, we will venture to the coziest winter cabin by the lakeside, where we will enjoy tranquil moments of beauty within this winter wonderland escape, indulging in simple, cozy winter comforts, relaxing within the warm embrace of a steaming hot tub, and enjoying a peaceful seat right beside a crackling bonfire that overlooks the moonlit lake. Thank you for joining me tonight on a sleepscape journey. Now let's transport ourselves to this relaxing abode and settle in with tonight's relaxation visualization. Imagine stirring to wake, blinking your eyes as you adjust to the sunlight from the sunrise slowly trickling in the loft bedroom window of an A-frame cabin. Under layers of comfortable bedding that keep you warm and snug, you are greeted by the vaulted A-frame ceiling and its fairy lights that wrap around the crossbeams above your bed. Take a deep breath and inhale the musky wood scent, along with the lingering aroma of last night's crackling wood stove. Exhale, feeling a deep sense of calm wash over you. See the tall evergreen trees outside the gable window that distinguish the architectural design of an A-frame cabin in the woods. Feel the support of the cozy bed as you take another deep breath in and slowly exhale, allowing the thoughts of the day to be lifted and carried away as you bask in this beautiful natural light amidst this cozy cabin loft. Listen carefully to the beautiful babble of the lake that resides just beside this winter cabin haven. Hear the birds outside gently serenading you to wake, and feel the beams of sunlight that shine into the room, adding warmth to your skin and creating a beautiful glow that slowly begins to fill the room. Take one final deep breath in, and as you exhale, feel all the muscles in your body relax. Stay in this moment of calmness and join me now for tonight's Sleepscape journey. My weekend escape, an A-frame cabin nestled in the heart of the woods, perfectly situated next to a shimmering lake, enveloped in winter's embrace. The air is crisp, inviting a gentle snowfall without freezing the lake. Delicate, warm patio lights with rounded bulbs are gracefully strung along the A-frame's roof line. An inviting Adirondack chair, crafted from solid wood, sits patiently beside a yet unlit bonfire, offering a front row seat to the serene lakefront view. As mid-afternoon unfolds, the world transforms into a pristine canvas, adorned with fresh snow that sparkles like diamonds on a soft, untouched white blanket. The sky, radiant and ethereal, bathes the entire landscape in a luminous glow. A refreshing winter breeze, carrying the delightful scents of Douglas fir and pine, gently blows through the tree branches. Amid this enchanting scene, the mountain chickadees, small winged wonders, adorned with distinctive black caps, contrasting with pure white feathers and black bibs, gracefully carry out their daily routine. Peering through the cabin window, I'm captivated as these feathered companions take turns alighting on and off the bird feeder, a secure haven suspended from a sturdy branch. Against the backdrop of the chilly winter weather, constantly fluffing their light-colored chests, they engage in this mesmerizing repetition, painting a heartwarming scene just beyond the glass, a testament to the captivating beauty of nature in its purest, most endearing form. Their lively presence introduces a playful ballet to the winter panorama, flitting in and out of the forest, causing the powdered snow to gently cascade from the tree branches. As the food spills and scatters onto the snow below, more of these enchanting creatures flutter down from the evergreen and deciduous trees surrounding the cabin. Once on the ground, these little birds peck at the snow to uncover the tiny seeds. The bird feather sways gently with each visit as the birds hop in to peck at the tray and gracefully hop out. Some birds scratch the surface of the snow, attempting to retrieve seeds that have sunk into nature's soft, billowy blanket. I could spend the entire day standing here, observing the birds frolic, swoop in and out, and witness all the lively activity around the bird feeder. All of this unfolds as I enjoy the cozy comforts of my weekend retreat. In the vicinity of the cabin, the trees stand in serene quietude, while in the distance, the taller ones gracefully sway, responding to a gentle wind. The snow, in its enchanting way, transforms the world casting a brighter glow upon everything. On the forest floor, a sprawling white wonderland unfolds with delicate heaps of snow sitting upon the tree branches. Pausing to listen reveals the subtle sounds of waterfowl traversing the expansive lake beside the snug winter retreat. Above, the sky is a flawless canvas of azure blue, without a single cloud to obscure the beaming sunshine upon this winter wonderland, creating an ambience reminiscent of carefree summer joy and adventure, all within the breathtaking beauty of a winter landscape. Inside the high-vaulted A-frame cabin, a sense of coziness envelops me. Despite the outside winter beauty, pleasantly bright with the beaming winter sun, the air is knowingly chilly at temperatures below freezing. Within the cabin, warmth emanates from the charming black rustic wood stove, taking center stage in this cozy winter haven. Its gentle glow and the soothing sounds of crackling wood create the perfect ambience. Atop the wood stove, a black kettle simmers for a simple cup of tea, and a neatly stacked pile of firewood sits underneath. Positioned centrally, the wood stove radiates warmth, ensuring the entire cabin is a haven of comfort and tranquility. On one side of the cabin walls, a set of skis hangs proudly, and on the other side of the A-frame cabin, a set of vintage snowshoes is anchored to the wall, both serving as decoration and a promise of winter adventures. An end table made of a varnished tree trunk, showcasing its natural knots and cracks in the wood, sits at the end of one of the modern gray sofas, where a trio of miniature evergreen trees frosted with faux snow adds a whimsical touch to the cozy setting. This sofa offers a plush sanctuary of comfort, inviting relaxation with its lavish array of fluffy white pillows and a soft, weighted, dusty blue velvety blanket. Venturing further into the cabin unveils a spacious kitchen area with a welcoming breakfast bar and 3 stools. The kitchen features a retro-inspired classic 1950s style black refrigerator and a white gas range stove. Both appliances exhibit classic silver stenciled writing in cursive font, adding a vintage charm to the overall kitchen aesthetics. A floating wooden shelf on the kitchen wall displays neutral colored mugs, bowls, and dishes. pendant and rattan natural ceiling lights hang throughout the A-frame cabin, filtering the light and creating a cozy ambience. On the opposite side, a set of steep stairs beckons, leading to the loft bedroom above. Fairy lights create a magical trail around the wooden staircase railing and drape along the loft balcony, casting a warm and inviting glow that oversees the entire living space below and provides an elevated view through the gable window. I think to myself, what could make this moment even better? A steaming cup of freshly brewed apple cider, which then brings me to head towards the kitchen to prepare it. I've already gathered 5 apples, sugar, ground cinnamon, and allspice. Everything I need to make half a gallon of this warm winter concoction. Everything now sitting on the kitchen countertop. It's the perfect day, with nothing to hurry me, and with time as my ally. I rummage through the largest cabinet space doors under the kitchen island that hold my large stock pot. I had managed to pick up 3 apple varieties on my way up to the cabin this weekend. 2 golden delicious apples for sweetness, 2 Granny Smith for tartness, and 1 Honey Crisp for the aromatic smell and overall blending of the other 2 varieties. After washing and cutting the apples into quarters, I gently place them all into my stock pot. As I begin filling it with water, the apples gently begin to bob and drum against the sides of the stock pot. As they float about, I gently push them down to ensure I leave a couple of inches of water to sit above them. I then take half a cup of sugar, half a tablespoon of cinnamon and allspice, pouring all these ingredients into the pot and stirring everything together with a wooden spoon. I set the stove on medium-high to boil, leaving the lid uncovered as the first step to creating my warm winter brew, and churn on the stovetop fan for good measure. Excitement courses through me as I anticipate the delightful drink taking shape, along with the wonderful smells that will soon fill the cabin as the water starts to heat up. I pick up the small glass jar of my ground allspice and read the label's description out loud to myself. Warm and sweet, peppery and savory. I can't wait. I place the small jar of allspice down and pick up my recipe book, a cherished gift from a dear friend. It takes me back to times past when we used to cook a lot together, trying new recipes and exchanging them, all handwritten into the pages. I've had it forever, and although a minimalist at heart, I will probably never be able to part from it. It's one of those mementos you keep forever. Come to think of it, it was a very thoughtful gift, with a cardboard cover in checkered print, featuring 4 squares in the center. The image showcases a carrot, green peas in a pod, artichoke, and tomato, each paired with the corresponding word in French. At the top of the cover, there is a little green and yellow banner with black writing in script font that reads, "Recipes shared from family and friends." Upon opening the book, I flipped to the pages under the main dishes tab and look for my recipe, chicken pot pie for 1. My notes have recorded that it'll take about 40 minutes to prepare. It's a little too soon to begin preparations if the apple cider still needs a couple of hours to brew. Well, less than a couple of hours, as I hear the bottom of the stock pot react to the gas flames. I set my little white egg timer, twisting the dial to the 55-minute mark, and take a seat on the sofa by the glowing wood stove. I wrap myself in the softness of my faux fur blanket, designed to mimic the luxurious fur of a wolf, and drape it over my lap. With a captivating book in hand, I settle into the cozy ambience, basking in the blend of natural light seeping through the expansive windows and a gentle glow emanating from the wood stove. As I await the next stage of the apple cider preparations, the room envelops me in warmth, not just from the wood stove, but also from the rising steam that starts to develop above the open stock pot. The enticing scent of cooking apples and warm spice gracefully diffuses into every corner of the cabin, creating an aromatic symphony. Amidst the soft rumble of boiling water, I lose myself in the pages of my book, embracing the serenity of this moment, wrapped in the embrace of both literature and the comforting atmosphere. As time glides by in its gentle cadence, the subtle chime of my egg timer calls me to the stovetop. Peeking inside, I witness the apples adopting a delightful caramelized hue, just beginning to soften and release the aromatic essence of diverse apple varieties. With a delicate stir, I gracefully settle the lid over the stock pot for the next phase, lowering the heat to a tranquil simmer. Returning to the sofa, book in hand, and blanket snug over my lap, I once again lose myself in the captivating pages of my novel. After a while, I discern the subtle shift in the natural light filtering into the cabin. It seems the sun has embarked on its journey toward the horizon. Mesmerized by the gradual infusion of warm golden hues, painting the winter wonderland outside, I'm drawn once again to the cabin window to look outside. As the sun gracefully descends, the shifting angle of light casts long shadows across the snowy expanse and surrounding trees. Elongated shadows weave between the tree lines, crafting depth, wonder, and awe. The snow surface sparkles, capturing the warm sunlight like a sprinkle of magic, creating a fairy tale scene within the winter wonderland. This moment of stillness and beauty resonates deeply within my soul. With the cider gently simmering and the sun preparing for its descent, I steal a glance at my watch. I begin to envision the spectacular view that will unfold over the lake as the sun sets, knowing the perfect spot to watch this all unfold. Slipping into my swimsuit and draping a thick white bathrobe over top, I adjust the damper on the wood burning stove, ensuring the fire maintains just enough warmth to keep the cabin snug. Removing the black kettle atop the wood stove and placing it on top of a heat pad on the kitchen counter, I make my way to the back entrance of the cabin. I tuck the egg timer into my bathrobe pocket as a quiet reminder for my return to check on the simmering apple cider. Walking towards the back door, I gather my hair and secure it into a bun, comfortably resting atop my head. Upon opening the back entrance, a gentle winter breeze greets me, accentuating the noticeable contrast of leaving the warm, cozy cabin. Barefoot, I tiptoe up a set of wooden steps to an elevated wooden deck. Some parts of the deck still bear a bit of condensation and snow, remnants yet to melt away under the winter sun. The railings surrounding the deck hold on to a serene layer of snow, further enhancing the enchantment of the scene. Stepping onto the deck that overlooks the lake beside the cabin, a breathtaking view unfolds. The deck is perfectly positioned with a seat inside the hot tub, providing a front row perspective to witness the sunset while soaking in the warm waters. Pausing momentarily, I savor the scenery before making my way into the hot tub, eager to immerse myself in the inviting waters beneath. Carefully removing the thick insulated cover, a rush of hot steam escapes and dances with the winter chill. I swiftly slip off my bathrobe, placing it gently atop the hot tub cover I've set aside, ready to immerse myself in the warmth. I dip one of my toes into the inviting water. The cold dissipates as I lower my other leg and finally submerge myself completely, the water gently bobbing now around my shoulders. I glide over to the control panel and locate the word jets. With a gentle push, the soft sound of bubbles emerge. Another press of the buttons bring forth a trio of glowing lights, casting a gentle illumination under the bubbling water. Succumbing to temptation, very much in line with my character, I can't resist nudging the water temperature just a bit higher. At that moment, a soothing sense of relaxation washes over me. Seating myself with my back against the pulsating rush of water, I let the bubbles gently massage my lower back while I gaze across the serene surface of the lake. The timing feels perfect. I'll be able to witness the entire sunset with ample time to spare before I must return to check on the brewing apple cider. As the water envelops me in its warmth, I lay my head back, finding a comfortable perch on the edge of the hot tub. Gazing upward, I'm entranced by the soft glow of patio lights strung from the top of the A-frame cabin to the adjacent trees along the outer rim of the deck. With closed eyes, I let my arms casually drape over the hot tub rim, immersing myself in the soothing sounds of the rumbling water. Now and then, a gentle winter breeze sweeps by, carrying with it a delicate wisp of steam from the hot tub waters. I take a moment to appreciate the dance of steam rising gracefully when the air is still and swirling playfully when a breeze passes. A captivating spectacle of indulging in a hot tub on a winter evening. Closing my eyes, I sink completely into the water with only my head submerged and gently resting on the hot tub rim like a pillow. After some time, I sit up again, lifting my gaze to the vast expanse of the lake before me. The soothing melody of nearby birds chirping and the gentle rustle of their wings create a tranquil soundtrack as they gracefully move from one tree to another. The lake's tranquil babbling persists like a timeless loop. Raising my shoulders out from under the surface of the water, I feel the cool touch of winter's embrace. Taking a moment, I inhale deeply, filling my lungs with the crisp air and immersing myself in the aromatic scents of the surrounding pine tree. As the sun gracefully begins its descent below the horizon, the long-awaited moment arrives. A symphony of colors unfolds across the evening sky, casting warm gold and tangerine hues that reflect in the steaming water around me. The lake mirrors the celestial masterpiece above, transforming into a liquid mirror and capturing the kaleidoscope of colors with each gentle ripple. As the sun fades further under the horizon, the fiery oranges, deep purples, and intense pinks intensify, casting a warm glow upon the landscape. The lake, now adorned with a liquid gold sheen over the horizon, blends with the deep purple and a scattering of pink wispy clouds above, as if breathing with light and quiet otherworldly energy. I find myself captivated by the shifting colors in the sky, and much like a younger sibling, the lake faithfully mirrors this celestial dance. Together, they usher in the slow transition into the blue hour, illuminating the night. The air is filled with a serene stillness, interrupted only by the whispers of nature, bidding farewell to the day, ready to embrace the tranquility of the winter night. My attention again focuses on the bubbling turquoise water of the hot tub and the foaming surface as the jets continue to massage me within the water. I cup my hands, trying to scoop up the foaming water as if I can catch it, only to see it spread thinly through my fingers. Leaning back once more and resting my head upon the rim, I look up at the golden patio lights that have a continuous fog billowing around them from the hot tub's heat. Lifting my legs up, I allow my toes to breach the surface of the water and feel the refreshing sensation of the cool winter breeze. I close my eyes, allowing my muscles to relax and the weight of my body to sink. My arms and legs floating effortlessly. A few more deep, refreshing breaths with the steam clearing my sinuses before it's time to venture back inside. Slowly making my way out of the warm embrace of the hot tub, muscles fully relaxed and feeling slightly lightheaded. I gently slip back into my bathrobe and pull the cover over the surface of the water. The cool, wet deck quickly reminds me of the desire to embrace the warm, cozy, carpeted floors of the cabin interior. As I open the back entrance, the smell of apple cider is abundantly apparent, wafting through the air with the aroma of fully cooked, sweet and tart apples and cinnamon. With much anticipation, I swiftly approach the stovetop, grasping a tea towel to gently lift the lid and sneak a peek inside. A rush of apple cider steam escapes from under the lid, enveloping my senses with a rich and inviting aroma. A symphony of sweet apples and warm cinnamon notes dancing in the air. The apples boast a beautiful golden amber glaze, and the brew is just about ready. As it continues to simmer, the subtle pangs of hunger start to roll in, prompting me to preheat the oven and delve into the preparation of the chicken pot pie for one. The recipe tucked away within the pages of my well-worn cookbook. Retrieving an 8-inch skillet from under the cabinets, I place it on another burner on the stovetop. A visit to the refrigerator yields a brick of butter, a filleted chicken breast, diced garlic, chopped carrots, and onions. As I slice a thin layer of butter to melt over the skillet, the caramelized butter always reminds me of Sunday morning breakfast. I gently lay the chicken breast over the heated surface. A dash of salt and ground black peppercorns join the symphony of sizzling and light smoke. From the freezer, half a cup of frozen peas is scooped into a small bowl. Ensuring the chicken reaches its ideal doneness, I set it aside and shift my focus to sauteing the onions and garlic. A sprinkle of flour and a bit of chicken broth are poured into the now translucent onions. The carrots and peas are the final companions added to the mix. Swiftly dicing the chicken, I combine all the ingredients in a delightful white 6-inch ramekin baking dish. Now I place a perfectly cut puff pastry sheet and tuck the edges under to fit the round ramekin dish. And finally, I place it into the oven to bake. Without much delay, I check in on the apple cider. The amount of time is now sufficient, so I turn off the simmering pot, grab a strainer and another bowl, and begin ladling out the hot, fully cooked apples. I commence the first filtration process by scooping the apples out, placing them into a strainer, and pressing down with the ladle to squeeze all the remaining juice into my collection bowl. After scooping out the large apple chunks, I begin to strain the apple cider further through a cheesecloth and pour it back into a smaller pot, setting it atop the stove to keep warm for a post-dinner drink. Gazing through the oven window, I observe the chicken pot pie pastry crust, now beautifully risen. With a pair of oven mitts, I carefully pull the savory dish from out of the oven. A touch of filling has gracefully oozed over the edges, adding to the dish's irresistible allure. The puff pastry exhibits impeccably golden brown edges, its bubbly rise promising a delightful experience as my spoon breaks through the surface to scoop up the bubbling filling. Allowing it to cool for a moment, I relish in a quick shower before slipping into a set of comfy pajamas and house slippers. With my stomach gently grumbling with hunger, I take a seat in the middle of the 3 bar stools and prepare to eat on the kitchen island. Retrieving a spoon from the kitchen drawer and cutting into the golden, flaky puff pastry topping of the chicken pot pie, I release a symphony of enticing aromas that waft through the air. The crust crumbles beneath the gentle pressure of my spoon, revealing a luscious melody of savory goodness beneath. The initial bite offers a harmonious blend of flavors and textures. The rich, hearty filling generously dotted with tender chunks of chicken seamlessly mingles with the buttery, crisp layers of the puff pastry. Each spoonful unveils a comforting mosaic of carrots, peas, and onions, bathed in a velvety sauce that clings to the succulent pieces of poultry. The contrast between the creamy interior and the light, airy pastry creates a perfect balance, delighting my palate with every mouthful. With each subsequent spoonful, the interplay of textures and flavors continues to waltz along my taste buds. The buttery puff pastry, now softened by the savory filling, adds a luxurious touch to the wholesome and homey experience. It is a culinary embrace, a celebration of comforting simplicity encased in a golden shell. As the last morsel gracefully disappears from my plate, a lingering satisfaction remains, a testament to the heartiness and warmth of this winter meal, a comforting delight until the very end. Fully content and satisfied, the day's ultimate allure awaits. A cup of delightful apple cider by a crackling bonfire. In anticipation of the enchanting evening, I fill my steel bucket with water and grab a grocery bag stuffed with old newspapers and dry kindling wood to ignite the fire. Wrapped in winter attire over my pajamas, I venture out of the cabin into the chilly night. Steam gently rises from the cup in one hand, the bag of kindling slung over my shoulder, and the bucket of water gripped in the other. Despite a slight awkwardness, I'm irresistibly drawn to the perfectly positioned Adirondack chair facing the lakefront. The soft crunch of snow under my boots accompanies me as I traverse the snowy path to the bonfire pit. Placing the warm brew on the arm of the chair and setting down my other items, I return to the sheltered area in front of the cabin, where I've stored chopped fire logs. Gathering a bundle into my arms, I head back to the fire pit. Crinkling newspaper sheets into small, firm balls, I carefully arrange the dry twigs and other kindling under the larger pieces of wood, forming a teepee-like structure. Retrieving the matchbox from my winter parka, I swiftly race the head of the matchstick across the side of the box. A small, bright flame ignites, and I use the match to light the crumpled newspaper. As the bonfire begins to grow and glow brighter, I watch the flames flicker and the amber sparks dance. Cradling the hot beverage in both hands, I sit back, overlooking the moonlit lakefront view. Beneath the shimmering moonlight, the lake lies in serene stillness, only interrupted by the gentle sounds of water softly lapping against the icy shoreline. Its existence becomes apparent under the ethereal glow from above. The moon, a celestial lantern, bathes the winter landscape in silvery radiance, crafting a magical spectacle. Each glimmer of light adds a sparkling enchantment to the snow-laden expanse. In the distance, the mountainside stands proudly, its trees barely visible as the blue hour gracefully yields to the black, velvety night. With every sip of the hot apple cider, warmth soothes my throat and envelops my chest, a delightful contrast to the chilly embrace of the winter night. The aroma of apple cider never fails to transport me back to a winter evening when I embarked on a one-horse open sleigh ride, where apple cider was served, enhancing the enchanting experience. I recall the gentle sound of the sleigh gliding over a thick blanket of snow, and the rhythmic movement of the horse's trot. It's amusing how the comforting scent of this winter elixir effortlessly summons the fondest memories from deep within my soul. The crackling bonfire nearby dances with a myriad of colors, allowing my thoughts to drift into the flames and leaving my mind blank and lost in the moment. With the bonfire by my side, I can fully embrace the peace and solitude of this cold winter's night. Sparks ascend like miniature fireflies, lighting up and disappearing in an instant, adding an enchanting spectacle to the surroundings. The crackle from the burning wood is a subtle lullaby, and the only conversation that I want to accompany me within this moment of solitude. Continuing to sip my winter beverage, the mug's warmth replaces the need for gloves, and the cider unfolds its comforting memories with its sweet and enriching flavor. The winter wonderland, bathed in moonlight and embraced by the majestic mountainsides, amplifies my appreciation for the grandeur of this world. Gratitude swells in my heart for the weekend escape in the cozy A-frame cabin. The abundant comforts it bestowed upon my day, and the tranquil relaxation I will carry into the night. In the company of the crackling bonfire, now my cherished companion, I sit for a while, free from the constraints of time, fully welcoming all of winter's embrace.